YouTube, what's happening? It is Tuesday, June 10th, and we're going to talk about the WNBA now. There are two games on the slate today. You can see them before you. We're going to break both these games down, look at the spreadsheet, look at the props, see if we can find some value out there. You know, usual things we do for every sport here. A little recap of, well, 2 days ago and yesterday. It was kind of a combination. I passed on yesterday's game. I didn't like anything. The numbers didn't like anything there. In the Connecticut-Washington game, Mabry hit the points rebounds over. That was nice, but then the under didn't hit because Washington scored 104 points. That's how bad Connecticut was. I mean, the numbers didn't take into account Washington dropping triple double digits on it. No, they couldn't have done that. So, what can you do? 1-1, we'll take it. Lost a little bit of juice. We move on. If you want the plays typed out for every single sport, I do. Or access to the spreadsheet, so that will soon become an app that you can use. Check out the HQ. Simple as that. Easy peasy. So, enough of that. We have two games, one of which I'm sure a lot of people are focused on, but you're going to be really upset when we jump into it. So, let me go ahead and jump into it right now. Okay, first game on the slate is going to be Indiana and Atlanta, and a lot of people had this day circled because this was the day that Caitlin Clark was supposed to come back to us and play some basketball, and people were excited for it. Well, I got some news for you. It ain't happening, because Clark Quads has been ruled out for Tuesday's game against the Dream. That's today. So next return date, 14th, along with Sophie. So they're both supposed to come back on the 14th, which should be, what is that, Friday? Saturday? Whatever that is. Math. I ain't trying to do no math around here. You know what it is. You can look it up. So yeah, there you go. And since we're here, we can look at Atlanta. We see that let's see, questionable for today, probable for today. There's some more people for you there. So yeah, so that affects the line a little bit. So we have Atlanta's 5.5 points favorites at home, 160.5 is our total. We go to the sheets and we see the numbers, and I'm like, why is Indiana plus 5.5 still? I see Atlanta's been playing decent. You can see all overall. They've lost one. You can see last stuff here, good stuff. Streak, you can see the streaks, what's happening, the numbers, what have you. Indiana is the slowest fast break team in the league by far. By far, they don't do fast break points. That's not their thing. Rebounds are second worst to Atlanta. So Atlanta clearly has edge on the rebounds, clearly. And then they have the edge in assists. The main things we look at is offense versus defense, offense versus defense. These two kind of cancel out. 4v5, 5v4. Again, they cancel out. 4v8. That's slightly in Indiana. 6v3, slightly in Indiana. 4-3 cancels out. 4-3-4 cancel out in the ratings. You can see everything. It's a close matchup. There you go. So shouldn't need to say too much more about that. So we see that. Let's look over at Zield Props. This is Outlier. Link in the pinned comment. Click it. Sign up. Get you a free week, literally for every sport. The entire service for a free week. Easy stuff. So we have all the overs picked out. Howard rebounds, assists, overs hitting 5 out of 5 games. The last 5. We can look at Gray and we see the stuff there. And Gray has been, well, 4 out of 5, pretty good. So we'll look at these two overs, and then we'll look at the unders too. Don't worry. So rebounds, assists, over 9.5 has been hitting amazing. So is any of these Indiana? This is Connecticut, Seattle, LA, Connecticut, and Dallas. So 3 games against the bottom 2 or 3 teams. Then you have LA and Seattle as well. Head to head, though, you can see these are all last. Let's see. Though these were in the 2 games against Indiana, did not do well. So this is why we look at last 5, last 10. We look at everything so we can kind of see where it is. So the 2 games against Indiana did not do well. So been good here, but I kind of want to leave that alone because we have opponent history that doesn't line up for us. So Gray, PRA, over 27. You can see last 5. Well, we go to last 10, so we can kind of see what you did against Indiana. Indiana also shut you down both times because Indiana defense is pretty good. So we're going to leave that alone as well. This seems like a close matchup to the point where I want to take Indiana plus 5.5 now, right? But what else would I take? Both your players that are 100% and 80s have been shut down by Indiana twice now. Let's go to the unders and take a look, shall we? These are the ones that have not hit their overs, and we have a bunch of 1 out of 5s, which would be Kelsey Mitchell points and assists. Let's see, Howard points and rebounds, Boston points, rebounds, Howard points. Where did Howard once? And Jones points, rebounds. Okay, so let's look at all these, see if anything stands out. Let's go last 10 on all these so we can get a kind of idea. Yeah, not the best. Last 5, your average is 20.2 on a 22 head-to-head. You've gone over a few times. We don't like that. We don't want to trust that, so we're going to take you off. Howard, let's bring the other Howard too. Let's see. Oh, okay, there's 2 different Howards, my bad. Yeah, I was looking at last names only. So different teams, different Howards. Gotcha. Our Howard, Ryan, you can see last 5, what she's been up to, except for this one game against Seattle where she absolutely popped off. She's been under. Head-to-head, again, history, 3 out of 5 to the good. I don't like that, so we're going to take that off. I want history of bad as well as recency bad. Boston, last 4 games have not been good. Head to head, been balling out. Has absolutely shown out against Atlanta in the previous games. So, including these 2 games, great, not great. So, yeah, anybody who could pop off that much over the line, I ain't about to try. Hell, I almost want to take the over just because of this line right here. What the hell are we looking at? Over 22? Might be a move. We'll leave that up there for a second. Natasha Howard, different team. Indiana, last 5. You can see what she's been up to. We go to the head-to-head. We can see, well, you can see these 2 games. Good and bad. No. So much inconsistency. This is just, yeah. And then B. Jones, we've taken you a couple times on this points rebounds line, and we've hit this both times, I believe we've taken this. Head-to-head, though, both games against Indiana balled out. Outside of that, nothing. Outside of these 2 games. This older last season games. This season, yes. Last season, no. We look at last 10, kind of downtrend. Don't like that at all. We're going to avoid that. Only one I would take would be Boston. Boston, yeah, last 10. You've been, yeah. Chicago, Washington, Connecticut. What? How? I don't like that. I don't like, you did great here. But then head to head, oh, I'm going to leave the props alone. I think the smart thing is no props. That's the smart thing to do. I think what I'm going to do is just take Indiana plus 5.5. I think this is the way to go because this feels like such a close matchup. Even without Clark and Cunningham in and the other ones for Atlanta, everything just seems close. We're going to take 5.5 Indiana on the road, hope for literally a tight game, and just move on to the next one. Now, this game, oh my goodness. Chicago at New York. Oh, buddy. 17.5 New York. That's probably fine. 164.5 is our total. Let's look at this. 1-1, 1-1, 2-4, 1-1, 12, 1-4, 1-3, 6-10. It's a lot of ones in there, you heard, I'm sure. You know what you didn't hear? Any Chicago ones, because the best they do is scoring in the paint, and they're not even that great. New York's even better at rebounds. So, man, the worst 3-point defense against the number 2 3-point offense, that is not good. That ain't good. Number 1 2-point offense versus the number 9 defense. Number 10 offense versus the number 1 defense. 1 offense versus 13 defense. Bruh. 17.5, they're at home. They have it, yeah, obviously they're 8-0. Chicago's 2-5. New York is weird because they can beat you by 50. They literally beat somebody like by 49 or 50 literally last week, but then they came back and won by 8. It says, how much do they really care? Does Chicago care to keep it close? I don't know if they do. I said I will continue to take New York every single time with the spread because technically, if both teams tried their best, New York should win every game by 20 plus. They're just that good until they play somebody who, like any teams like this, not just every team, because they're just dominating. They're winning their games by 15, 17, 17.5 on average. That's it. They're literally, their difference is the spread. And they're losing their games by 8. Buddy, let's go to props. So far, I'm just going to type this in. I'm taking an NY minus 17.5, and I'm not going to care about it. I will not apologize. I am taking that. Let's look at the props. Let me just swap over to the next game, Sky and Liberty. We'll start with the goods first. 1. Atkins over rebounds, assists. It's only 4 out of 5. Oops, when I closed it out, open it back up. Let's look at it. Last 5 averaging 7-8 on a 6-5. Not the best. Not the best. Let's look at last 10. Let's look at head to head. Too close. I don't like that. Everything's too close. Now let's go look at the under because this might have some money on it. Let's see. Under. There we go. Oh, look at these zeros. I like zeros. Natasha Cloud. Let's look at PRA so we get a full idea of what she's been up to. She has not hit this 19.5 in 5 straight games. Not good. And now Chicago's defense is just bad. That's why the number's inflated, because you're facing Chicago and their last place 3-point defense. How many threes you make? Not many. We're going to take you off. I want a 3-point shooter for New York because we got to exploit this. We got to exploit the number 2 ranked New York versus the worst 3-point defense team in Chicago. 41.9%. That's pathetic. We got to find a New York 3-point shooter. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to come up here. We're going to duplicate this tab, and we're going to change the props. We're going to get rid of all the props. Go straight down to threes. There they are. Who can we take? Cloud, Stewart, Sabrina. We're gonna open all of these. Somebody gonna hit. So probably Sabrina at 2.5, because other than that we got Arrow 1.5 and Natasha 1.5. We'll look at all 3 of these because I ain't doing a half 3-point shooter. Are you crazy? It's mainly gonna be Sabrina, probably, right? Yeah, 2, 6, 4, 4, 2. Last 5, last 10. You can see, ooh, kind of rough there, but head to head has popped off 4, 2, 4, 4, 4, 2. Looking like a Jeep logo. I'm cool with that. Let's look at Atkins, 0, 2, 2, 4. How many are you shooting? A lot, but sometimes they don't go in. Well, sometimes you don't shoot that much at all. Let's see, Natasha. What do you do? What are these numbers? Ugh. You hit 4. I think I'm going Sophie. Not Sophie. I'm still thinking Indiana. Sabrina. I think I'm going to take Sabrina 2.5 because it's 155. Yeah, it's a little juicy, but that's a good sign. It's that juicy. So average 3.2 on a 2.5, median 4. That's head to head. Last 10 averaging 2.3. A little less, but the last 5 averaging 3.6. That's what I like to see. Recency bias. What have you been up to? Give me Sabrina. So IONESCU. INSQ. Hard to say, hard to type. Over 2.5, 3 points. We're going to try to exploit that, try to get a third prop in this game, or a third thing to bet. So for this one, I'm going to take New York, and I'm going to take Sabrina to get 3 threes because, again, we're going to fade this right here. That's it. That's it. And I'm also taking New York to crush. Crush. So that's it. Those are the games. Let's go back to the schedule. Tomorrow's Wednesday. We have 3 games on the slate for Wednesday. I will do a video tomorrow for these 3 games. I appreciate being here. Drop a like, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you're playing. Let me know if I missed something. I am not perfect. I will overlook things. I will make mistakes, point them out. That way we know we can correct what we fixed, what we did wrong. So yeah, other than that, check out the HQ, and I will see you tomorrow, Wednesday, for some more WNBA. Peace.